This book talk is about Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine and The Roar by Emma Clayton. And although Ella Enchanted is intended for a slightly younger audience than The Roar is, there is some overlap in the age levels that they're intended for, and so this book talk is meant for students around the age of 12. The sun was setting over the Atlantic, and as it ran like molten gold into the waves, a girl in a pod fighter ripped through the scene like graffiti sprayed across a landscape painting. For a few startled moments, the sun and the sea trembled. This is how The Roar by Emma Clayton begins. We soon find out that the girl, Ellie, is trying to escape from her captors with her monkey Puck, and it turns out that having a monkey is a really big deal in this book. In Ellie's world, there are no animals like Orbit here, and no nature whatsoever. More than 40 years ago, the animal plague caused all of Earth's animals to attack humanity. And to save themselves, humans were forced to turn most of Earth into a poisoned, empty wasteland. To protect themselves, everyone lives behind an enormous wall in a society made out of 2 layers. The poor live in the shadows below, eating fabricated food made from flavored mold, while the rich live in the golden turrets, a layer of buildings constructed on top of the shadows, in comfort and opulence. Though the story opens with Ellie, the majority of the Roar focuses on Micah, Ellie's twin brother. He lives in the shadows with his parents, who are mourning the drowning of Ellie a year ago. However, Micah knows that Ellie did not drown, that she is still out there somewhere, and he is determined to find her. He thinks that a new contest sponsored by the Governmental Youth Development Foundation, based on playing a virtual reality war game called Pod Fighter, might just be the way to find her. However, what's motivating the government to hold this contest for the children? What's the purpose of the fit mix that the children are forced to drink every day at school? Why are children with mutations, like Micah's web feet, doing so well in the contest? What Micah discovers is far bigger than Ellie's disappearance, and everything he knows about his world will be turned upside down. Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine, on the other hand, is a story that you probably think you know. Cinderella. You know, wicked stepmother and stepsisters, fairy godmother, glass slippers, handsome prince, etc. But haven't you ever wondered why Cinderella allowed herself to be bossed around by her evil stepfamily? Well, in this version, Ella was given a gift at birth by her fairy godmother, the gift of obedience. This means that she has to do whatever she is commanded to do. If her mother tells her to clean up her room, not a big deal, right? But how about an ogre commanding her not to run away so that he can eat her, which actually happens in this book? She has to do that too. She spends most of her life trying to sidestep orders, but while she manages to rebel in small ways, like throwing her stepsister's shoes out the window when she's commanded to take them off, she's stuck doing what other people tell her to do. Like when her father commands her to go to finishing school, where she has to learn to sew and dance and be a proper young lady. You know, Cinderella always annoyed me because she did what she was told and sat around waiting for things to happen to her. Cinderella probably would have stayed at finishing school, but not Ella. She takes matters into her own hands, even when it means putting her life in danger or sacrificing her happiness. So, is there a pumpkin coach drawn by mice and a ball with a handsome prince at the end? Maybe, but not in the way you might expect.